being able to sit and be quiet and still for a little bit is really, I think, why for most people Thanksgiving is the most favorite of holidays, because it's without the bustle, without all the presents, without all the pomp and circumstance.
Agreed.
It's more about just sitting at the table for as long as possible and hopefully not eating too much.
Welcome to Girls Gone Gritty. I'm Farley Boyle.
I'm Darian Boyle.
And I'm Jennifer Brenius.
Collectively, we're two sister-in-laws with our bestie.
We don't just talk, we do it. Day, night, mountain, beach, and city.
Get ready as we bring gratitude and attitude to everything we do.
We jump in head first, unafraid, and we're all in all the time.
We bring it on and get it on each week, diving deep into authentic, unscripted conversations
on just about everything. So
let's get gritty.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Don't wait until tomorrow.
Girls Gone Gritty. I'm sitting here with my co-host Farley Boyle, and we are still in the month of November. Hopefully you're sporting your mustache and raising money for Movember and supporting your local food banks. I'm getting my house prepared for all of my children.
My child is home from Australia, which has been so exciting and rewarding. However, they drive on the opposite side of the road there. And Mackenzie was so stressed out about getting in the car for the first time.
It was obvious that she's been driving on the wrong side of the road because she got in the car on the wrong side to start it off.
Yep.
And then using the wrong hand to back out.
She's been gone for a year. That's a long time.
Yeah.
She said that there was nothing more gratifying than when she pulled into LAX and on her way to customs, she walked underneath a huge American flag.
Aww.
And she said it felt so good to be home, and sent us that photo.
That's so awesome. And I was happy to hear that she had no issues and no delays as we're back to normal with traveling. We hope.
She dodged a bullet. So did I when I traveled. I rerouted her instead of going through Houston because I heard that was such a nightmare. I had her fly through LAX and she arrived early.
That's awesome. We're going to keep our fingers and toes crossed for everyone traveling the next week or so to get home for the holidays. It's a huge time of year. So be patient on the road, let alone because the driving has gotten so bad. I feel like I live in Brooklyn lately. I don't know how you feel, Far, but people cut out in front of you with the littlest bit of space.
It is frightening. And the road rage factor. So everybody try to practice having good manners in the car. Don't flick anybody at the bird. This is the season of gratitude. Let somebody enter if they're trying to merge, and relax. We all need to relax a little bit.
Relax and be careful in the parking lot.
We need the, what is it in the turkey that makes you sleepy?
Tryptophan.
We need some tryptophan on the road.
Yeah. Some Zen, lavender oil. All of those things are very important this time of year because we're also gearing up for that segment today about how to handle your holiday conversations and being nice to your guests. But before that, I'm going to start with our top three. Number 3, tak. That's Danish for thank you, as they are another country that is ready to ban social media for kids under 15.
Why is it every other country has a solid handle on this and the good old USA does not?
Money, money, money.
I give the Danes a big clap because they recognize the mental health aspect, the lack of socialization, and the corporate money grab. So let's follow suit, USA.
Yeah, and it's robbing the kids of our youth. And if you listen to our episode with Holly from the Balance Project, it is gaining steam. So we're hoping we're country number 4 or 5.
Hopefully.
At this point.
Hopefully.
Okay. Well, speaking of country and worth, number 2, penny pinchers no more. Or are we all now penniless as they remove the penny from circulation?
Who knew that the penny costs more to manufacture than it is worth?
I can't even believe it costs 3 cents, 3
plus
6 cents to mint a penny. So I'm
Yeah.
happy that is gone.
And what that
some level.
And what that means for us is that you round up and round down. So if you're spending 53 cents, then you're going to be spending 55 cents. And if you're asked for 52 cents, you're going to make it 50. So you're rounding up and rounding down.
Will they change the $3.99 pricing? Will that pricing start to go away now that we don't have pennies?
It still sounds more attractive.
Well, of course, that's marketing 101, right?
And it would be rounded up to 4. So if it was $3.99, it's not a big savings anymore.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
I don't know. It's a lot to wrap your brain around.
But maybe save your pennies for a rainy day, and maybe they'll be worth something when we go digital, which brings us to number 1. hold on to your iPhone. Make sure you don't lose it, because the digital passport is now joining the likes of 16 states in the United States to have digital licenses. And you already have your credit cards and your money on your phone, Zelle and Venmo. So whoa.
Now you can use this when you go to the airport. It's frightening to me because I have been scammed recently and my digital wallet was compromised. And if the Great Oz decides to turn the button off in the power department one day, and everything that is of value and that identifies us, etc., is on our phone, what happens? And my phone has not been working. I can't call people when I want to. For whatever reason, my phone is glitching constantly. It's like they're testing the system somewhere.
I completely agree. I'm losing contacts. I can't find text messages.
I like the idea of my driver's license and my passport being in my phone on some level and being able to be utilized, because I lose my license and I don't want my kids to lose their passport when they're traveling and they don't have the real ID yet. But I definitely see a very scary black hole.
Yeah. And what happens when you lose your phone and
somebody steals it?
The person has all of your information.
And they're tech savvy and know how to hack the hell out of everything that's in it.
I don't know if I'm into this digital age.
I'm frightened.
Anything. I'm scared. So I'm going to get some comfort food and think about Thanksgiving, and we're going to go back to Zen.
Yes.
Stop 3.
We are going to talk today about how to handle conversations at the dinner table. And when you have a multitude of family and you invite friends and strays, whoever needs a place sitting at your table, things that we would recommend you avoid discussing, and some conversation prompters so that you walk away learning more about the person that you sit next to and across from.
I think we can all agree that politics at the holidays should be off the table, but don't be afraid to dive into things that you care about. That's not what we're saying either. There's ways to really get to know the people that you're breaking bread with, that you're sitting and sharing some thanks and some energy and some time. And maybe there's people you haven't seen that you want to reconnect with, or some older people in your life that you want to know more about. Being able to sit and be quiet and still for a little bit is really, I think, why for most people Thanksgiving is the most favorite of holidays, because it's without the bustle, without all the presents, without all the pomp and circumstance.
Agreed.
It's more about just sitting at the table for as long as possible and hopefully not eating too much. There should be a day of information. And maybe we should start April 11th, 411 for those of you listening that weren't there when you could call 411 for information and getting a phone number. We need a national day of getting the details of important things in life.
As a national day, they have Daughter's Day and Grandparents' Day and Dog Day. How about a day of understanding things and having the foresight that you need later in life? I can tell you from losing both of my parents, I don't know where my father was born. He grew up in Maplewood, New Jersey. I'm very close with my parents, but I've never seen his birth certificate. He was 85 years old when he passed. I just assumed he was born in Maplewood, New Jersey. And I asked his brother and sister, and one responded Maryland and the other one responded Washington, D.C. So I don't have a reference anymore. I can't ask my dad's mom or dad because they're no longer here. I can't ask my mom. I can't even ask his siblings because they don't know. So questions that you might really want to ask is, where did mom and dad meet? Where was your first date? Where were you born? I'm horrified that I don't know where my father was born. And I don't know if he had a safe deposit box. And I would assume if they had their birth certificates somewhere, if they're not in our safe, which they aren't, then maybe they're in a safe deposit box. But I didn't ask them if they have one. In fact, I didn't even ask my dad if he had life insurance, because you might phase out of life insurance at this age. I would assume that he would have had life insurance. This is why we really are trying to evoke conversation, take advantage of these gatherings. No end to the direction that this can go in. And it's fun. And
I think the accountants in the world would like that too, because it would be getting a lot of information right before tax season. So but we'll have to look that up. And if not, maybe we'll create our own awareness day of getting more information on the important things in life, because it's the stories. It's the stories that really carry you through times of loss and times of happiness. It's sitting around the table and talking and going a little bit deeper
and making memories in that moment. Mm-hmm. And there's all kinds of different random conversation starters too. If you don't want to go in a particular direction, you want to pick something out of a hat.
Then you don't want to put your kid on the spot who's going out to college and you're not sure where they're going to college or how well they're doing in college.
The application process done. And
so it's like,
stay away from things that are anxiety causing because you're breaking bread with people, enjoying the moment. Really make it fun. Make it something that everybody's going to walk away talking about and remembering, and not just because the food was delicious and because the place setting was special. Go the extra mile across the board. But if you need some random conversation starters, what's your guilty pleasure? That could be a good one. What was your most bizarre holiday purchase? You know, you can go and where's your next trip going to be and who's going with you? You don't have to follow any specific set of instructions. You can make your own. And it can be geared towards whatever age you're sitting next to. I'm looking at some of these questions, and you could ask a kid, would you rather not shower for a week or not brush your teeth for a week? And ask them why. If you have a kid that has some hygiene issues or you feel like they're a little lazy, put them on the spot. Have a conversation where everybody else can pipe in and make them feel normal. There's so many different directions that you can go. And if you don't have creativity, there are boxed collections. Google it. There's so many different conversation starters for all ages. Questions for siblings to ask siblings.
These cards will get you drunk. Ones that Farley has in her house.
Well, I borrowed those from my daughter. A question for a sibling to ask a sibling. What is your funniest memory about us growing up? Which I love. And I want to hear that answer as a parent. What is one of your favorite things that we played as kids? This is fun for everybody at the table. Questions for friends to ask friends. If you invite friends to your table, which person here do you wish you knew better? What's your celebrity name? Who would your Clue character be? Think about board games. Think about movie lines.
There's something interesting that I was reading, and I think Simon Sinek said it, was that what we do a lot is when somebody is telling a story or giving you an anecdote about something and answering one of these questions, our tendency is to come up with something that aligns with that person. And sometimes it's in a way that you think you're trying to connect with that person. In other ways, you're like, wait, I have a story that can either one up them. Or what he was saying, which I thought was insightful, was pause and ask a follow-up question before you're ready to come back with another story that is in that same vein.
Go deeper.
Be more connected, because it's the person that matters. It's the opportunity to get to know them a little bit more. And when they feel that you've done that, then they know they really matter to you.
It's great advice.
I think
you're scratching the surface a little bit more, and then it opens. It's like peeling back, the onion. You're getting to the insides, which are usually better.
And especially with kids, even young adults, sometimes they're just so ready to give up the floor and they'll answer the question just to be done.
Right.
And that's not really their best answer. That's not getting to the core of who they are. So allowing a little space for you to marinate and give it a pause. Pauses are always uncomfortable for us as human beings, but they do give you an opportunity to think, what would be a great follow-up that would get them to get a little bit more involved as to who they are.
I think that's great advice. I also love the idea of if you could invite someone from the past or the present to sit at the table. This is always a random question that people ask, but how about at your Thanksgiving table?
Yeah.
Who would you like to invite, past or present, to sit in that moment with you and your family, your loved ones and favorite friends?
And I also love when you have these kind of opportunities with people to switch it up and who's going to answer first. We tend to go around the table. My mother always does. What are you grateful for? And I'm sure that that's common at everyone's, I shouldn't say everyone's, a common theme for a lot of people for their Thanksgiving Day meal.
Say something nice about the person sitting to your right.
Exactly.
Everybody has to say something. Or what does the person sitting to your left do that you respect the most? Make it real, where they have to go all out and be honest and say something that evokes emotion.
Yes.
Personable.
It's okay to make us uncomfortable. I think that's the other part. Sometimes asking a question that isn't so easy to answer. And that's where my mom has gotten to with what I'm grateful for. And you get to, well, I'm grateful for my family and friends and my cat and my na. And if you ask a question more of, well, what do you think you did this year to help someone?
I did read that. It was, if you had one random act of kindness, can you share it with us?
Yeah.
Which one comes to mind first? What is something that brings you joy? The word joy is such a powerful word. And if people don't recognize what makes them feel joy, talk about it. And maybe they'll think about it for the first time. It could be picking flowers, could be going on a walk. Joy is very personal, and each person has their own sense of joy. Ask somebody, what brings you joy? What's a memory from your childhood that you're the most grateful for? Share memories, talk about them, extract other people's memories. It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. I love the fact that you can just sit and talk as long as you want and enjoy, not rushing through the meal, not rushing through the conversation. And if you're in the car, there's another great place to put your kids on the spot. Maybe you ask some of these questions within your own car ride with family members, and make sure that they unplug the earphones. Like, take back some of this precious car time. I didn't realize how much I loved the car time. I always appreciated it. Don't get me wrong.
Until your kids get
until
the
your kids
driver's
get the
license.
driver's license and they don't need you anymore.
So
And
sad.
you don't have the conversations that happen in the car.
So true.
So I'm very much more aware when I take road trips with the kids where I let them pick the music. I sit back and I let the conversation go. I turn the music down. We talk about things. I'm like, wait, where did you find this song? Have you seen this artist? You know, so take the opportunity to have the road trip with your family if you're getting in the car this holiday season, or if you're picking somebody up in the airport, maybe come with a couple of questions that, you know, entertain you on the way home, or listen to Girls Gone Gritty.
Look at how they do things in Europe. They sit down and they have one course after another, and then they have an after dinner drink, an aperitif, to sit and have a 5-hour dinner. Don't shove the food down your throat so that you can get up from the table and be excused.
Go watch football.
Exactly. Enjoy the moment, because they're fleeting moments and life is passing by at the speed of light. And these gatherings that only happen a few times a year, truly, if you're lucky, you get to sit down and have a meal with your extended family and maybe even a bigger group of people, not that often. And dinner parties are a bit of a lost art these days. So look forward to it, get into it, celebrate the moment, and we're going to be happy to celebrate our moment.
Very much so. Great opportunity for not only conversation next week, but we're also going to be talking to you about some fun movies.
Holiday movies are the best. I look forward to it when I start seeing the trailers. My family, we like load up, sit on the couch, and get ready to watch certain things together. So we're going to share our extended holiday movie list.
So if you have any of those that you'd like to share with us, we would love to check those out too.
Now we have this spectacular Got Grit award winner. I can't imagine that each person that hears this story isn't going to want to trump him in some way. I don't know if it's possible.
The crazy thing about this story is that we all forget this time of year and this time of gratitude. We talked about the food bank, the importance of water. And this young man, his name is Ryan Hurljak. He's from Ontario, Canada. And when he was in the first grade, he was inspired by his first grade teacher when she was telling them the story of these countries in the world that did not have access to water. He realized that he could make an impact and began to do chores around the house, and was able to raise the money that he thought was going to be able to give a well to the Uganda country. He raised $70, and he learned that the $70 was just to begin the application process and needed $2,000. So he worked for over a year and raised money and gave all this money to an organization called Watering Can, and they go in and install water facilities throughout the world. He was so moved and motivated that he took a trip with his family and was able to meet the Ugandan children, and then came home and decided that this mission needed to be spread. He created his own organization called Ryan's Well Foundation in 2001. And there's a movie in that same namesake that you can see the whole amazing story of Ryan Hurljak. And he is our Got Grit winner of the week.
He is responsible for 400 wells.
I think they're across the world,
Are
but
they?
largely in Africa, and they're providing 1,500,000 gallons of water a day
That's insane.
across the world.
He was so motivated as a
17
kid.
developing countries.
He was so motivated as a kid. He couldn't believe that kids his age could not have not only clean water, some of them just couldn't even have water to drink. And he wrapped his brain around it and has been living by that. That was his purpose in life. And that's what he's been doing. And he's 33 years old now.
It's incredible story. And the fact that water is a luxury item in places is insane to me. So this holiday season, again, whatever you can do to give gratitude to the things that you have and share the wealth, literally, that you have, figure out a way. The month of November is not over. There's still time.
So many different ways.
So many different ways to be inspired. And we hope you're inspired by Ryan's amazing story.
And Jen has a really interesting song that she's going to share with you today.
Been beat down, but I don't stay low. Got mud on my jeans, still ready to go. Every scar is a story that I survived. I've been through hell, but I'm still alive. They say, slow down, boy, don't go too fast. But I ain't never been one to live in the past. This is a crazy song.
She played it for me, and I was like, wow, that's like a little bit of everything. It's country, it's Christian, it's pop, it's everything.
Walk the Walk by Breaking Rust. And that is an AI generated song that is topping the charts. And the person who is responsible for inspiring this AI has not yet revealed who he is. It is breaking barriers. It's breaking history, and it is moving on up the charts. And if you do listen to it, it'll be on our playlist. He's got a smoky, sultry voice.
And he kind of looks like a Ben Affleck with like a little more smolder, but that's also AI generated.
Yes.
And the money that is being made, they're not able to show who is claiming it because the AI creator has not come out to reveal themselves. But what happens when an AI creator is no longer needed and AI creates AI?
This is the fundamental question.
And we don't know who's who because the album cover, the guy is gorgeous.
Well, again, it reminds me of our episode next week because the movie that I don't think you've ever seen before that you have to watch is Ready Player One. And it does show how people become avatars and they don't ever have to reveal who they are. And this is what we're moving into. Get ready. Buckle down for the AI.
That's not our inspirational lyric. I mean, the lyrics are great, but it's just another wake up call, guys, because now AI is even charting up our top 10 music.
And the lyrics are pretty good.
Very good.
I mean,
but he knows the algorithm. So he's looking at all the best lyrics, the genres of music that are the most successful, and he's trying to be all of them.
Yes.
And he did it.
And he did it. And music, like everything in life, is more math than anybody really realizes. And algorithm is math. So therefore, they're going to be able to create anything they want. But we want you to create your own conversations. We want you to create opportunity for connection this holiday season. And we hope that we've done that with you today on Girls Gone Gritty. And thank you for tuning in.
Please share our episode. Talk to your friends about us. Take a look at our episode list. We are at 90. If there isn't something there that you like, table some ideas for us, some content that we haven't done yet. We would love to hear what you want to hear from us. And we thank you for listening because we hit 61,000 downloads. So we have gratitude for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Girls Gone Gritty.
You can check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
If this episode hits home, share it with someone who needs to get gritty.
The 3 Gs. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.